Hello and welcome. I'm very excited to introduce our speaker, Arvind Dohan, Head of Product from Dispatch Track, the global leader in last mile delivery and service execution technology. Today, he will share practical insights on how to streamline on-site execution and boost delivery accuracy so your materials arrive and are completed exactly as promised.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you, everyone, for joining this NBMDA session. Let me share my screen first. All right. So, as I'm Arvind from Dispatch Track, and today we are going to explore what it really means to achieve on-site execution excellence, especially in building materials distribution. Deliveries are only part of the story. The success depends on what happens after the truck arrives, and we'll talk about how leading distributors are going beyond delivery tracking to ensure consistency, visibility, and accountability all through the same last mile. A quick intro before we deep dive. I lead the product management function here at Dispatch Track. Dispatch Track is a leading platform helping 2,500 companies manage last mile logistics through intelligent routing, real-time visibility, and AI-driven communication tools. We help companies in every vertical, be it furniture, be it food service, and especially building materials, streamline their deliveries and field operations so that every job site interaction meets the customer expectations. In building materials, especially the distribution part, even the best delivery plan can fall apart once you reach the job site. Products can arrive on time, but still end up in the wrong location, or there could be missing signatures. This leads to drivers and third-party contractors following different processes, making it hard to ensure that there is a consistent customer experience. What results is lost time, really long callbacks, back and forth updates, and unhappy customers at the end. A delivery isn't truly successful until the job is completed exactly as promised. Now, before we deep dive into, let's take a few examples within the industry. For plumbing, let's imagine there are walls and fittings being dropped at a wrong side of the building, which leads to the installer now wasting hours locating the material. Similarly, if you look at flooring, pallets of hardwood may arrive, but no one confirms which rooms they are for. So crews have to reorganize everything, look through everything before starting their jobs. Similarly, for electrical suppliers, missing panels or unverified delay inspections, they can throw them off the schedule really fast. So across all these trades, things look different, but the challenge is the same. How do we ensure that the right materials are delivered, they're verified, and they're ready to be worked upon? So it's a common theme across all of these trades and in the building supplies. Now, when these execution gaps occur, the impact compounds really, really fast. Operationally, you get rework, wasted crew hours, and unnecessary site visits. Financially, you face disputes and credits because there is no proof of whatever has happened on the site. And strategically, your brand reputation kind of suffers. Customers remember the frustration, not the timely delivery or the timely ETA. That's exactly why on-site execution has become a core differentiator in building materials distribution. This is where actually Dispatch Track comes in. We have multiple solutions for solve for these issues. One of them we're going to talk about today is the service compliant forms. Think of these forms as digital job site guides built into our mobile app. Drivers and all your field teams can follow the step-by-step checklist, take pictures, capture signatures, confirm placements, all in just one simple workflow. Moreover, these forms are configurable, even by product type or a customer or a different order type, or even at a SKU level, you can configure these forms. Whether you're delivering flooring, pipe, or steel, or the tasks are tailored, they all are tracked in real time. The goal is to eliminate guesswork and ensure that every stop, every delivery is completed the same way over and over again every single time. Now, once you've standardized the digital workflows, planning becomes much more easier. Now, dispatchers can assign on-site tasks like installation verification or photo capture. Drivers exactly know what's expected before they arrive, and customers receive clear updates once tasks are complete. The result, a smoother, more professional experience that builds confidence with your clients. Now let's quickly look at into a product demo where I would like to show how do we create these forms, how do we attach it to different uh, parameters, how do we configure them according to some specific workflows. Let me just quickly share my screen for the demo. All right. So what on the screen, you're looking at a couple of compliance forms that have already been created. We'll walk through them, show what does that mean. On the dispatch track platform, you would be able to create any new compliance workflow or a digital guide, as we call them. So when you create a new form, you would be asked to do a configuration. A configuration basically means that how do you assign it to a particular set of parameters, like which orders do you want to assign a form to, which drivers do you want to send it to, or which SKU level do you want to assign this form to. And then you would also have the option to create a form, refine it, but still not keep it active, so that at the time, at any time, you can turn a form on and off as required. Also, you have a bunch of enforce modes here, which basically tell you what part of the entire workflow or the delivery lifecycle do you want this digital guide to be enforced or kicked into, so that you can have tailor-made workflows according to your own business needs. For example, here I'm doing a form which basically allows you to kick it off from the mobile app when the driver or the field agent is starting a stop or starting a service. So once you assign it to that event, you will then be asked to which service types do you want this form to. Is it a delivery? Is it an installation? Different businesses can have different accounts. Which orders or which stops related to those businesses or accounts do you want to associate these forms to? Any other additional piece of information that you want to pair it with. Similarly, if you have an item master on your side, you can always assign which item category or which product SKU do you want to assign these forms to. For example, you may want to send an installation guide for a complex uh, delivery, but may not want to send out a form for a simple one, which may not have an installation or may not have a pre-site inspection or something. Similarly, you can enforce it for specific routes as well. And once you're done with this configuration, you can build the structure of your form. By structure of the form, I mean which different pieces of information that you want to collect or do you want to send out during this digital guide or during the execution of this service compliance form. So you have a bunch of options such as text fields, number areas, check boxes, select boxes. You have other advanced features like, do you want to include an email field? Do you want to include a file? Do you want to include a signature, date time, etc., etc.? So at the end of the day, the goal is we're making it extremely flexible to configure and to create a form which meets your delivery workflow needs. So when all of that is done, what you will have is a very flexible, highly customizable form that can meet the needs of all your compliance workflows. So going back, let me show you an example of if you want to, let's say you're doing a table delivery and assembly, and you want to send out some delivery instructions and some installation instructions for the driver to follow and go through them. So what you're looking at is a SKU mapped compliance form, which shows you all the step-by-step assembly details of maybe a complex table that you're having. And you make sure that the driver goes through it because it would require a signature from their end. And once a signature is captured, you would also need the date time, and then you'll hit submit. So all of that information is captured at an order level. And also you can have a detailed report on which forms got submitted for which orders, if not, what was the reason and what went wrong. Similarly, I would also want to go through another example, which is a pre-site inspection compliance form. So you can have a bunch of information like what was the location, what was the order number, all of that is pre-filled. And you start with the date. You also start with information like was the driveway paved so that it was easier to take the load to the delivery point. And you can also attach pictures of those delivery points. And then any pre-existing damage that you see on the site helps you prevent any kind of damages or claims later on. If you're doing an appliance delivery or you're doing a heavy delivery, you would want to select where exactly on the location do you want to put it on. And you can also then take pictures of that or do a bunch of other stuff that you wish to collect. Similarly, you can also have questions around which floor it is on, any other things that may need to be done. And once we are done with it, you can hit submit, and all this information gets collected and saved in your dispatch track instance. And some of this information is then available at an order level, like I said. On the dispatch track side, you would see a bunch of filled forms where all your business, an operations manager or a dispatcher or any other business user can log in and see it at an order level, what went wrong, how did the delivery agent or the field agent assembled something or delivered something. It helps you comply with your delivery workflows. So that was a quick demo of the functionality and how we help with execution gaps. Now, the biggest shift that our customers experience isn't just in numbers when they start using our compliance form. It is how the feel of the deliveries run. Before using our service compliance forms, different teams were juggling with paper notes, phone calls, and memory to track what happened on the site. But now, with the compliance forms, they have a clear guided steps on a single screen. Everyone, including the drivers, the dispatchers, and customers, can see what's been done and what needs their attention. This visibility actually changes the tone of the whole operation. Drivers feel more confident, customers see professionalism, and managers can focus on improving service instead of chasing small little details and what went wrong. Service compliance forms turn delivery execution from a reactive process to a proactive one, something that your whole organization can take pride in. So, just to summarize, after service compliance forms, we see that on the job site rework, there are fewer than 1 in 10 deliveries that need rework. On customer disputes, we see that digital proof with photos, checklists, and signatures, they eliminate all ambiguity. On the wasted delivery time, we see a 10 to 15 minutes average variance with verified completion step. Now you become more efficient and more reliable. On the accountability side, real-time digital records, they're visible to both dispatchers and managers to take care of all failed deliveries, delivery experience, any customer disputes, or any other thing that comes in your way, as you have the digital proof of everything in your system. From a customer experience perspective, before using compliance form, there was a lot of frustration from unclear status and unclear missed expectations. But with service compliance forms, on overall, we see a reliable, transparent service that builds repeat business and providing a great customer experience. Just to summarize today's discussion, there are 3 practical steps that can actually transform your delivery execution. One, the digitization and enforcement of workflows so that no task is missed. Second, the standardization of the proof of performance through photos, pictures, signatures, and any other proof of workflow being met. And third, last but not the least, it's improving visibility across every stage of delivery. So you can proactively manage exceptions and deliver a consistent, high quality customer service. So with the service compliance forms, we tie all these three pillars to give a on-site excellence for all your distribution needs. Any questions? All right, we got a question. Can the forms be different based on driver training? Absolutely, yes. You can assign a form based on what the complexity of the job is and what the driver training can be. You can configure different parameters on the driver side, and then you can map the forms to a particular order, the complexity of the workflow, and to driver training as well. So a bunch of your experienced drivers who perform really well may not require a compliance form. They can skip it. You can make it optional as well. And drivers who are really new to the process and who do need an enforcement, you can enforce them strictly on the basis of where do you want to kick the process in. I hope that answers the question. All right. So the next question is, how does this relate to your existing POD capabilities? So through service compliance forms, it not just helps you enforce your workflows, it also helps you with the right amount of information, right amount of data, with pictures, signatures to also supplement your POD capabilities. Now you have proof of the workflow as well that would support your proof of delivery capabilities. From a proof of delivery capability perspective, we also support pictures, videos, different type of signatures and acceptance forms. Also, this really complements the capabilities, the POD capabilities that we have. So now the workflow from a service compliance form is tied to a proof of delivery capabilities that we have on dispatch track, and that makes the case stronger for a really good visibility and having the right amount of data. Right. We're open for questions. Final call for more questions. Oh, I don't see any other questions, so I'll move to. Oh, there is one. Are there limits to how many forms you can create? On the dispatch tracks platform, we do not have a limit on how many forms you can create. As I've already shown, you can create forms and still not make them active. You can keep refining them. One order can have, when you make them active, one single order or one single route can have multiple forms associated with the orders on them. Uh, you can have one compliance form maybe for your installation, one compliance form maybe post installation inspection, and maybe one compliance form for holding off any other stuff that needs to be done from that site along with the delivery or the installation or the service. So you can have multiple forms associated to each order. You can create as many compliance forms as you need from the dispatch track platform. I hope that answers the question. Oh, we have another question. Do you have any relevant client success stories to share with you, flooring and building material industry attendees? Yes, we have a bunch of customers who are already using compliance forms from a for quite a time, and they have seen significant success in making their delivery workflows really successful. The screen, the slide on the screen talks about what we observed from customers who have been using us. Specifically at this point, I don't have any case study to name on the compliance forms, but there are a bunch that you can go to our website and see the impact of the service compliance form and other workflow tools that we have. All right. Any other questions? All right. So I think we'll wrap it up here. Thank you once again for joining this session. Please feel free to stop by at our booth 1123 at NBMDA, and my colleagues Bob and Julian will be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your day, guys. Bye.